Hello, my name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about data privacy, data scraping, and Clearview AI. Data scraping is the act of a company taking or extracting data or information like images and words from other places on the internet and actually taking that data and using it for other purposes. The reason why data scraping is in the news recently is because of a company called Clearview AI. Clearview AI is a company that says that they have a database of over 3 billion individuals that they scraped from all over the internet, from all over the world. Currently, Clearview AI is creating or has created this database and is currently being used by law enforcement agencies all over the world. In fact, I think they said in the US currently there are about 600 law enforcement agencies that are using this Clearview AI database, which also has facial recognition technology in it to be able to use it for law enforcement investigations. Recently, in the last few days, the data privacy or data officers in Canada, commissioners actually, issued a report, a very extensive report saying how Clearview AI's business model is incongruent with privacy laws in Canada, and they want Clearview AI to immediately delete any images or information about any person who's in Canada. So this is actually a very big deal because this is kind of the first major report from any country regarding Clearview AI and what they're doing. Obviously, they think that because the way that Clearview AI is gathering this information, it doesn't give an individual an opportunity to consent to this information. They also said in the report that being able to collect this information could cause grievous harms to individuals, and they want to make sure that companies really respect the data privacy laws and regulations in these countries. Another reason why this is a big deal is because currently there's a class action lawsuit against Clearview AI in the state of Illinois. The state of Illinois has a law, BIPA, the Biometric Information Privacy Act, which is currently the most stringent biometric law in the world. Because it has things like a private right of action, it has things or has precedent about counting the fines based on the number of images that they have of someone. And the state of Illinois also wants Clearview AI to cease and desist and delete the images of Illinois residents. Clearview AI has a question that they want answered related to the First Amendment of the Constitution, saying that they have a First Amendment right to be able to have this data because it was publicly available on websites and be able to show it. But this gets into an entanglement regarding individuals' right in the US. So one of the big entanglements here is related to human versus consumer rights. So if an individual's data was taken by Clearview AI, they're in the US, they're not necessarily a consumer of Clearview AI, which means that they may have a lesser right in the US, if it's interpreted that way, to be able to say that people don't want their images on Clearview AI. This is an extremely important case. It's very interesting because a lot of companies don't want, obviously, data scraping from their sites, but then this will really test in the US what rights do individuals have that are not consumers of companies that take their data. That's it. Thank you.